Boards around the world have been tested this past year like no other. This pandemic has tested organizations and pushed some to the brink. Some have faltered and fallen by the wayside. Others have thrived. Many have found new ways to succeed. There have been winners and there have been losers. Some say the difference is the industry you find yourself in. Some sectors have naturally been challenged by the pandemic. Industries like travel, hospitality, and tourism have been particularly hard hit. Other industries have had windfall years. Industries that sell online, food delivery, medical services have all done fairly well. But is it that simple? Is it just about your industry? The clear answer to this is no. There have been some winners in the hard-hit sectors, and there have been some losers in the sectors that were well positioned to thrive in a pandemic. And yet across the spectrum of companies, there are those that stand out. Like the distillery that turned its alcohol into hand sanitizer, the clothing manufacturers who transitioned from high-end clothing to personal protective equipment for healthcare workers, or the engineering firm that acquired pathogen testing equipment and a company to ensure safe air in high-rise apartments and in office towers. Some organizations were incredibly innovative and nimble. They didn't miss a beat. They rose to the top. They adapted and they just kept going. And the single common denominator of those companies was their governance. They were led by boards who were intentional. To the outside observer, one might think these companies were just lucky. But I would say the success of these winning organizations was not about luck at all. It was about intentionality. So I can guess that right now many of you are wondering, how did they do that? In what ways are winning boards intentional? Well, winning boards stayed out of management's way. In the midst of the crisis, the temptation for the board is to micromanage. Let's face it, when a crisis hits, the adrenaline kicks in and we want to act. We feel like we need to do something to help, to contribute, to be a part of the solution. We're concerned for the company and we want to help solve the problems it's facing. So here's what we saw. We saw many boards meeting more often. Those that normally met quarterly were meeting as often as once a week. They were taking up the valuable time of the CEO and management team that was much better spent on solving the problems caused by the pandemic. Rather than letting management lead, these boards were usurping management and trying to solve the problems themselves. They got in the way and slowed things down. The winning board stayed at a strategic oversight level. They asked great questions to help management think strategically in 5 areas. Winning boards asked great questions about the workforce. They wanted first and foremostly to know about the health and safety of their people. How much of the organization could adapt and work from home? How are we keeping those who must still be on site safe? What were the transition plans to work from home? How well was the company equipping at-home workers to ensure productivity and engagement? And winning boards asked great questions about the supply chain. How are our vendors doing? Will they be able to meet the needs of our company? Will we need to be looking for a more reliable vendor? How will the pressure on our vendors impact our own product reliability? And what is management doing to mitigate those risks? Winning boards also ask great questions about their customers. What do our customers need now? Is this different than what they needed before COVID? Will it always be that way, or is this just temporary? How well are we meeting our customers' needs and demands? Do we need to change our delivery method or distribution channel? What are we doing to make sure that we do? How might we distribute our products and services online rather than face-to-face? How is our product quality? Is it remaining at the level our customers need and expect? And winning boards also ask great questions about the money. What are the financial impacts we can expect? How are you managing the downturn in sales? How are you managing the increase in sales? What's happening to our financial ratios and metrics? What impacts are you seeing? To what extent are we eating into our reserves, and how strong is our cash flow? Do we need more working or long-term capital, and how much? How are you planning to raise it? How confident are you that we're on the right track financially? And winning boards ask great questions about the technology. Is the workforce set up technologically to work from home and to stay safe? Have you addressed the heightened risks of cyber attacks as a result? How well is our data being protected? Winning boards didn't get in the way. They asked great questions to help management stay focused on the immediate while keeping another eye on the strategic horizon. Now, it's not too late. You can use this as your own checklist for your company. Ask great questions about your workforce, about your supply chain, your customers, your money, and your technology. And stay out of management's way.